We are climbing Jacob's ladder. We are climbing Jacob's ladder. We are climbing Jacob's ladder. Brothers, sisters, all. Every rung goes higher and higher. Every rung goes higher and higher. Every rung goes higher and higher. Brothers, sisters, all.
Thank you very much. Harriet Bagwell is an honoree, and she's receiving an award and acknowledgement for her hard work in the community. And specifically, she got an award from an organization called Trabajo Cultural Caminante. And there was a wonderful dinner, and we have the honor of having her with us today to tell us a little bit about where she came from, what her background is. And so we want to thank you so much for joining us, the Paula Fiscal Show. This show airs on Sundays at 3 o'clock p.m. on Channel 29 and 27. We also upload all the shows to YouTube. The Twitter handle is Paula Fiscal TV, and the Facebook page is Paula Fiscal Show. So once again, thank you so much, Harriet, for doing the introduction of the song, one of the many songs that you actually sing, as I have here that you are part and were part of the Freedom Song Network, and you're now part of the Rockin' Solidarity Labor Chorus. Tell us how you started getting involved.
Well, maybe I should start at the beginning. I was born in New Orleans, and I went to grammar school, high school, and college in New Orleans. I came out here to California in 1962. So I didn't join these organizations right at first. In fact, I joined them after I got married. I got married in 1964, and then we joined the Freedom Song Network first.
And tell us about the Freedom Song Network. What is the role of the Freedom Song Network?
Freedom Song Network is a large collective of a group of people from all walks of life who are sing for progressive causes, picket lines, union meetings. If someone has a cause with a bad landlord, the Freedom Song Network is there.
So this is the professional musical outreach that we make when we want to do a protest in front of City Hall in San Francisco or something like that. Then they would call your network.
Right. And we've been at rallies, we've marched through the streets and sung at all kinds of events, anti-war causes, So
how many years have you been doing this, Harriet?
Oh, since about 1986 or something like that. It's been a while.
Well, you have a wonderful voice, so did you take voice lessons, or how did you get involved in the singing part of it?
I was, back in high school. Tell you the truth, I've been singing all my life. I can remember my first little song in kindergarten. I sung a little song, and I don't know. I like to sing. And my parents are always telling me, "Oh, you are always singing around the house and then singing in the church choir and you know, and then
So they were always bragging about you, and anytime there was an event, they gave you a microphone, you sang. Pretty
yeah,
much.
yeah, pretty much."
And so I get you here on the show, and the first thing I do is give you a microphone so you can sing. Well, we want to talk a little bit about your work in the community and in your work with a lot of the organizations. Is there a particular organization that you work with that you enjoyed more or most, or was most influential for you?
Well, I think back in the 80s, my husband was part of the committee that worked for the boycott of South African cargo that
Okay.
was coming into the United States. So we organized picket lines, and the Freedom Song Network was right there singing on the piers, on some mighty cold nights.
How many people are in the network?
Oh, gee, I don't know because you have, people in LA.
Well, how many traditionally show up, for example, for
Oh,
an event? How many showed up for the cargo embargo?
sometimes like 40.
40 singers.
Yeah, 40, 50, yeah. Uh,
So is it
we
organized? Do you have a singing leader? Does he hand out um, sheets of music? How does it work?
Well, when we need to have, sheet music printed so people in the audience or the crowd can sing, Barney Gilbert usually gets them printed out, and Pat Wynn, they, uh, get the stuff printed up so the audience can sing
So
along.
it's a little
But
bit organized, but
yes,
how do you get reached that it's time to go out and sing? Is there like a text, or is there a flash mob, or how's that come about?
well, Bernie usually sends out, on email, and he puts the call out, and they put the call out. He and Pat Wynn put the call out, and usually people rise to the occasion and go, "Okay, count me in," you know.
And does that include musicians also? Do
Oh,
people
we
come with their big cellos
what?
or
Well, I don't know about cellos, but they usually come with guitars
guitars?
and drums, and because a lot of times some of these events inquire, like marching, so a big cello is might not be the thing.
Maybe a little flute,
Yes, flute, yeah, but
but certainly a guitar.
oh
Now,
yeah, yeah,
is that how you met Francisco Herrera?
yes,
Because he's always playing the guitar
right, 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 and singing,
and singing.
yes, yes, wonderful singer, and wonderful guitarist, yeah.
And so let's talk a little bit more about the event where you got your award and you're being acknowledged and recognized for your hard work of many years of donating your time and your talents. Were you surprised to get this notice and get this award?
Yes, it was a very nice surprise. Some years ago, a couple of years ago, we had gotten, when I say we, my husband and I sing a lot together.
Oh, okay.
So, in fact, the Friends of Negro Spirituals called us the dynamic duo, and we got an award for keeping the art of the spirituals alive, and that was really nice, and we've gotten awards, myself and Alex, individually and together. We've gotten awards from the I guess I should have made.
Well, you've gotten a lot of awards and recognition and
Right.
acknowledgement. And this one's a sort of a little bit more special because it's all going to women.
Right.
This
Right.
is
A
a
wonderful group of women. We had a workshop a couple of months ago, and I met them all, and they're absolutely fabulous. You know, it's really an honor to be in the company of such wonderful women. You know,
that's great.
women hold up half the world. You know,
Yes, yes, yes.
actually more than half, but I'll concede the half.
So, how long have you been in San Francisco doing this type of
Oh, let's see. I've
work?
been in San Francisco since 1962, so
You were here during the hippie days.
yes, I was. I was working at well, I retired a few years ago from UC Medical Center, but I used to stand on the corner waiting for the bus, watching the hippies go by, and it's, it was really funny sometimes.
Well, in the '60s, when San Francisco was first the flower city of the world,
Yeah.
what that did was encourage a lot of people to come here,
Yes.
and that was the migration without walls, so to speak, because they didn't have to have any special cards, and they were all here. But didn't they more or less hang out on the Hate Street side? Did you
Yes.
do any singing over there then?
Well, some of the members of the Freedom Song Network were quote unquote hippies, some wonderfully talented people, you know, play guitar and flute and drums, and you know, those are some good times. You know,
So you're here to record the good times that you've had, and you also said that you worked at UC.
yes.
And how many years did you work there?
Oh, it's been like 27.
Oh, is that all? 27 years? That's 2 or 3 lifetimes, isn't it? So how did you make time to do this other activity of singing?
Well,
And how many children did you make in between?
two.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So between working and children and you know, making a home. Yeah, well, you put in the hours. Might be late at night, but you know.
So there were always people very supportive of you. You mentioned your husband Alex,
Yes.
and your 2 children. Are they out of the house now and have given you grandchildren, or
Well, I
are
have
they
one
still home?
granddaughter and two great grandsons. Yeah. So I'm a great grandmother.
Great grandsons?
Yes.
So, and they're here in the city.
No, they live in it's a little town called Mountain House. It's near Tracy.
Oh yes, yes. I've
Yeah.
heard a lot about
Yeah.
Tracy lately because I understand that you can rent a house out there for 1,300, the same size house here that you'd spend 4 or 5,000.
Yes.
So we live in a little island, I think, here in San Francisco with everything being so expensive now
I know.
and going
Way
up,
it's
up,
way
up.
too expensive.
I'll tell you what, though, it's changed the way we live. We don't buy too much that'll go bad, and only what we can eat.
Right?
And-
Wonderful farmers markets and
And
stuff.
we
Yeah.
drive economical cars,
Right?
or we take the Muni.
Right. Yep, like I did today.
There you go.
You think I'm going to run around and try to find a parking space? Not when I can get on the bus.
And we have a good bus system. So, in the days of your singing in San Francisco, do you recall doing anything in the 80s? I know you said something about the 60s, but tell us about your time here in the 80s.
Well, the 80s was a time when we did a lot of work around the anti-apartheid movement and making sure that ships that did dock here were not carrying South African cargo, and that was a big movement. And we went to South Africa in let's see, first trip. let's see, we made one trip to South Africa in 2009, and then that was the second trip. The first trip was 1997.
And so when you go on these trips, what takes place? Are you received by the embassy, or how does that all
Well,
transpire?
we went to South Africa, and this is when I was in Vukani Mawethu. That's a group that was formed by an exiled South African, John Madlope Phillips, and he formed a number of choirs across the world, and he came to San Francisco, and Vukani Mawethu was formed, and we would sing for progressive causes, and raise money, and the money that we raised, we would support orphanages and organizations in South Africa and in the Bay Area. But we sent a lot of money that we raised to South Africa. In fact, when we went in 1997, we brought I can't remember the figure, but we raised a lot of money. And we there was a school, for example, that had a school. Have you ever seen a container ship?
Of course, yes.
Yes. Well, the school, they took a number of these containers and joined them together, to build a school.
And that's what they used for the walls and everything.
It was very creative, let me tell you, but they had no floor. It was
so you had to put in a floor.
Dirt floor, so we gave them money
to put in a floor.
Put in a floor.
Or pour cement or something in there, yes? Was it a wood floor or?
I can't remember. They sent us pictures. No, believe it or not, it was a wood floor.
It was a wood floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they built it right on the dirt.
Yeah. They sent us a picture, and it was a beautiful floor. I said
good.
it was a great job, and I go, whoa! I was really impressed because
wonderful.
when we went to the school, it was a dirt floor, and I go, okay.
So you have seen many good benefits come to people from your participation in your extra hard work
Right.
of singing with the group, and you have a lot of good stories to tell. Can you share with us any other spectacular stories that are most memorable, say in the 90s now, because we've moved up from the 80s to the 90s?
Well, in the 90s, we went to Cuba, and we brought
okay.
and we brought medical supplies, computers, and that were donated, and that was very well received. It was
medical supplies to Cuba.
Yes, that doctors had donated.
And did you work with a particular group there, or what?
Let's see. I think that one was sponsored by Pastors for Peace.
Okay.
And
so it was a religious group that received the donations.
Well, it was a hospital. In fact, several hospitals there
Okay.
that received the donations, but it was sponsored. I mean, you just couldn't just pack up.
Right, I was going to say.
That's why you had to have a sponsor.
In the 90s, it was you still couldn't go unless you were part of an educational group,
Right.
And they had to vet you. They had to do a background check to make
Right.
sure you weren't going to go over to
Right.
Cuba and do nothing but buy cigars or something.
Right. Exactly. Right.
So it was all primarily educational,
Right.
and religious.
Yes.
And so, how long did you stay when you went?
I think we were there. Must have been about a week, maybe a little over a week. It was very nice. Very nice trip.
And are you
And
planning on visiting there now?
well, we
when the
went. Well,
borders are
actually,
open?
let's see. We went again, and we were invited by the. I can't remember the name of the group. It was like the a labor labor union
Okay, and you're
in
planning
Cuba.
on going there back there again.
Oh, I hope to.
Yes.
And anyway, we were there for May Day. Oh, and that was so exciting. May Day in Cuba is something you will not believe.
And
It must have
May
been
Day must be like our carnival or something here.
oh, much bigger.
Bigger.
Must
Bigger.
have been millions of people
Oh,
there.
is that right?
Oh, it was so exciting. It was, and because we were invited, we were up in the front.
You were up in the front.
Yes.
Did they have a parade too?
Of course.
Yes,
Oh,
and
yes, a parade,
Big parade.
and oh, it was wonderful. It was
and
absolutely
the food and dancing and music.
yes, yes. It was wonderful.
So that was your time in the 90s.
Right.
Okay. Now let's go into the 2000.
Let's see, 2000s.
2001, 2002.
Well, and see, now 2003, my husband and I gave a concert. And,
A private concert?
well, it was at a church.
Okay.
And it was sponsored by the Paul Robeson Centennial Committee.
Hmm.
And that was a great concert. We did songs, we did spirituals, and we did what they call art songs, and my husband played piano. And in fact, we're trying to get another concert together, you know.
And that was in 2003. Okay,
Right.
now let's move up to 2004, 2005.
Let's see. We got, let's see, what year did we get that award? I think that was around 2013 or 14. We got an award from the Friends of Negro Spirituals, and we did a program for that. That was nice. It was really nice to receive
So-
that award.
You're performers now. This is what you're doing full time. You used to do it part time, but now you're doing it full time.
Well, kind of.
Yes.
Yeah, I
yes.
mean,
So,
we
so
like
when
to
other
sing.
people talk about they're going to retire and go fishing, you retired from your everyday job and you turned into a performer.
Yeah, retiring and going fishing, overrated. No. you know, get busy. You know, sing, perform, go on marches. You know, protest. You know.
Donate your time.
There you go. Right.
Well, that's wonderful. And I just wanted to point out to our viewers that for those of you that are just joining the show, this is the Paula Fiscalshow, and we have Harriet Bagwell with us today. She's one of the honorees that received an award for her many long, tireless hours of work in the community, and she has been part of singing groups, and she's going to also close this show with another one of her songs, and we'd like to go ahead and give her the mic.
Gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. Gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside. Gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Well, I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Gonna join hands around the world down by the riverside. Down by the riverside, down by the riverside, gonna join hands around the world. Down by the riverside, gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more.
Thank you very much, Harriet. It's been a real pleasure to have you on my show.
Well,
and
thank
you know,
you.
I want to give you a couple more minutes so you can talk to the viewers about how to get involved in some of the organizations that you're doing singing for.
Well, let's see.
Maybe an email or a website.
Oh, let's see. Oh, I didn't write this down.
But you can just tell the viewers.
Well, Freedom Song Network. I think if you go to Freedom Song Network,
We'll find that on the internet.
Yeah, find that on the internet.
Freedom Song Network.
Right.
And,
And
have you and your husband put out any CDs or videos or?
No, not
Not
yet.
yet.
Not yet.
But that's in the plans. That'll be
Yes.
in 2016, 2017. Yes?
Probably next year.
And then we'll bring you back when you launch your new CD.
Okay.
That'll be the first time. Okay. Thank you so much for joining us. And let's just mention the organization again, Trabajo Cultural Caminante. And that's going to be, that was a dinner concert that was held, and you received your award. So we want to congratulate you and honor you, and we hope to see you again.
Thank you very much, Paula. It's been a pleasure to be here.
And we enjoyed having Harriet here. So once again, thank you for joining the Paula Fiscal Show, and stay informed. And remember to vote in the primary.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's what Harriet says. Thank you for joining us.